Hey everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are. How's it going, mate Chipton? Hey DMB. How's it going? Hey Perks. Hey look Larry. Feeling good. How's it going, Flash? Is everyone alright? Hey X. Sporting my rusty. My work uniform. How's everyone's weekend going? Oh, like sometimes at the weekend I'll if I've got some free time, I just do what I love. Just making art or a game that I love. Hey Sumishka, how's it going? Bonjour. Right, so where did we leave the stream? I think it was doing... What were we doing? I think it was the barrels, the low poly maybe? If you're new to the stream, you are very much welcome. It's glad to have you here. My kids are in bed. My wife's gone to bed because she's not feeling too well because she's pregnant. So it tends to leave me with a lot of free time in the evenings. And it's about 9:45 here in the evening. I tend to stay up way longer than everybody else anyway. So, in fact, if I go to bed around about 10, half 10, half 11 or whatever, before 12 basically, I tend to wake up at like half 1, 2 o'clock, like fully awake. Hey St. Ryan. Astronux. How's it going? You're all more than welcome just to chill out and let's do some 3D. Oh, the camel's done. I did that a long time ago. Hey Chateau, how's it going? In fact, shall I load the camel up? So, Owen Rocker, yeah, I'll be doing the submarine a bit more. Thanks, Locklari. So yeah, this was a strange one to do because, like, the concept. Let me try and find the concept for you. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, so when I baked it, I baked out the material IDs. I did the texturing perks. I did the entire thing. So this was the concept. Just ignore the gun on top. That was just, yeah. Let me copy that to in the ArtStation post where you saw it moving, I didn't exactly rig it. What I did was I separated the mesh in different parts and then just animated it that way. So it wasn't strict rigging. I've had a little bit of experience with rigging with characters when I was a character artist, but if I close that, yeah, I'm not going to find it there. So this is the reference that I had. The concept. And so like I had to basically interpret that as best as I could from that angle. Dennis Del Favreau, I have no idea. What's the functionality? No clue really. Yeah. I think Helk told me, but honestly I've forgotten. Um, Dennis, your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I don't know. Um, so yeah, so there was some interpretation here. I didn't really know exactly what this computer unit was. I just took it as some sort of like memory storage, because I imagine like the AI for this would have to be like the storage for it would have to be quite a lot. Imagine using this thing to remotely door camp people. This is what Russ needs. Thanks, Astronauts. I really appreciate that. I just want to say as well, the amount of love that I felt over the past few days through Twitch and ArtStation and Twitter has just been honestly amazing. Really, really amazing. I've never felt sort of this connected to the community that I'm technically part of. Um, can you throw a C4 on it? But yeah, I had to get the AK-47, a little sticker on there. Thanks, Onrocker. I appreciate that. But like what you see me, oh yeah, whoops. What you see me done like for like the world for the submarine. Um, sorry, 1 second. Um, yeah, for the worlds for the submarine and how the processes that I've used the same process here. Like as you can see, and it's turned out quite well. Where I just sort of like merged it all into one mesh in ZBrush and then just sort of sculpted on. And the tape was done in Marvelous Design as well. Okay, I'll try and bring that up. I'll just sort of screenshot that dude for you, and then I'll send it on to. I'll post that in the Facepunch chat now for you, Ryan. Alright, it's posted. They'll know about that now if they don't already. What build of Marvelous Designer? I have a really old version. I have Marvelous Designer 7 through Steam. Like I would love the newer versions, but I just haven't updated. Um, you know. But yeah, so like what I did with this was quite interesting. So um, so I exported this bottle thing, and I think I only exported a portion of this mesh, maybe the frame, maybe, and I actually tilted it on its side, so when the because of gravity simulation, it would just fall flat onto it, and then using a negative pressure value, it would just sort of stick to the mesh um, as tightly as possible. And then, like you saw in previous videos, just sort of pull at the mesh in Marvelous Designer, just to try and get those folds, just so it's like imperfect. It's a bit of a rush job, bit of a hack job. And when you're sort of layering on the tape, what I tend to do is I freeze the tape underneath that I've just done. So you go from bottom to top, and then that means that is the next tape on top wouldn't mess with the tape below and make it all janky. And I sort of just did that for going around all the pieces here of where all the tape is. The same process, and then just sort of brought it back into Blender and rotated it back. And do I usually have to interpret designs a lot, or do the artists usually give you a good idea from their concepts? Um, so yeah, sometimes I'll get just one view of something, and in some you could interpret that would be depending on the object. Like if it's a vehicle, for example, typically you only have one side, but when it's something like this where it's broken down and not everything doesn't break down evenly, you know. Some sides are more susceptible if you're trying to think of it logically, like the place it in the world. It could be exposed to the weather on one side more, so it could be like more rust could be on one side, a door could be hanging off. But in the concept, that might not always be revealed. So you sort of got to um, interpret that in a way that makes sense with the rest of I was going to say scripture then, in the rest of the concept. So with this, I just sort of imagined that on the other side there would be, I don't know, a floppy disk that had the camel program to insert, and for the engine, like the engine was the hardest part to interpret because there's so many different engines out there that look kind of the same from the concept. But if I'm really unclear on something, I'll go to the concept artist, like Howie, for instance, who made this concept, Howie Shetman, um, and I'll ask how this would work. How did he imagine it? Does he have any more pictures that I could use? Does he what? Often the question that I often ask is, what was the reference that you used? So I think I asked that about maybe asked him because the feet are different from how they work here. So Howie, whilst I was working with it, see how they didn't have the clips around the side here. It's because when Howie got the modeled this in 3D for a base for the concept, um, he decided to um, rig it up to see if it would work mechanically, and it turned out it didn't work mechanically, so he had to adjust it whilst I had already modeled it. And so there's, even though there's a final concept like this, it's kind of still not final because it might not work in 3D mechanically. So it's there's a bit of interpretation really from both sides, even when the concept's done. But I think that's one thing that gives me a lot of artistic fulfillment when modeling from a concept, because I get to use my imagination then, and apply my own artistic flair on things. Um, Sometimes the real world aspects are like really difficult. I remember I had to make. I mean, weapons is, you're always going to get those gun nuts who like know the absolute ins and outs of a weapon, and if you get something wrong, like they're on you. Like, and there was another instance where, let me bring it up. Um, this electrical generator that I did a while ago. I did this electrical generator a while ago, and all good, whatever. And then I had an electrical engineer message me and saying this actually wouldn't work, and it kind of gets to the point where it's like, okay, this is a game. Like in some instances, like, I mean, I don't know everything about a particular object that I'm making, um, which is fine, I guess. But um, is this high poly? I mean, it is. Is this all of it? Sorry, my throat. It's about 53,000 triangles, namely because there's quite a few intricate pieces. Hey Dan, how's it going? Hey Pompic. There's quite a few intricate pieces in it, and the engine's kind of detailed. And you have a lot of repeated pieces. No, sorry, 53,000 triangles. Um, Let me see. I've got a where is it? I've got a yeah, 53,000 triangles there. Um, but the way I mean, that's okay because it's quite a unique object, right? You're not going to have like a ton of these around like you would with weapons. And also the LODs take care of it. Like it really chomps down on the poly count. But um, yeah, this is probably the highest polygon thing that I've made for Rust. Um, that is not a a flamethrower, but you can, in one of the latest Blender um, updates, you can actually activate the try count. Where is it? If you go to statistics under viewport overlays, Ryan, and you can get it there. I'm not sure what version of Blender you're on. I'm on 2.9. My computer specs. Well, I have a Corsair One PC that work got me. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was a Pro I something I-180. Yeah, you can get it up in the corner there. The only difference is like when you select something, it doesn't tell you um, the triangle count of what you've selected, which is a little frustrating. It just tells you the entirety of it. Blender's really good. Astronux really good. I've really enjoyed it. I used to use 3ds Max for a long, long time, and I've never really looked back, honestly. If you're new to the stream, you're very much welcome. This is sort of like a strange, not strange stream. It's just like um, by chance that I can really stream on the weekends. I don't tend to stream very much on the weekends, um, but if I am around, then I will. Hey Blaze Yoink, you're very much welcome here. No, I'm not the only Rust 3D artist. Um, there's a handful. There aren't many, and there's Vince, Damien, me, Matt, Ty. Um, yeah, I think I'm forgetting one or two maybe. Tom forced me to switch to Blender. It was really, I was a bit of a bully. I've been working for FacePunch for nearly 8 years. It'd be 8 years in March. Um, yeah, honestly, well, one thing about Blender is that it's free, and just the vanilla state of Blender is really good anyway. But what really pushes Blender beyond expectations is the plugins, the add-ons, and like how well documented they are and how accessible they are. I don't think I've spent over 100. Well, I've probably spent over £100 on add-ons. Some of them I ended up not using, but um, yeah, it's really incredible when you sort of um, get some essential add-ons that help your workflow. Thank you for the recent follows, Rico Johnson, Taki, and Not Exile. You're very much welcome here anytime. Yeah, so the headquarters is in Blockswitch. I mean, you could just find that out on Google. But I used to work there in house since the beginning, and then 2 years ago when I got married, I moved to Wales. Um, moved away from the office, but Facebook are really kind and they let you work wherever you want, as long as you get the work done, obviously. Um, so working from home was, um, I guess I felt like I've been in preparation for what we're all going through now. But oh yeah, UV Packmaster 2, that's what I use as well, Ryan. That is a lifesaver. It is possibly the best automatic UV packer out there by far. Hey, course. Oh, thanks for the kind words. You want to learn Blender? I come from a Modo background. You know, I've wanted to use Modo um, before I even got interested in Blender. Modo was sort of on my radar, and it was sort of the similar case. I think is that it is heavily dependent on the add-ons. I think is that correct? I can't remember, but all right. What am I doing? Load scene. Sub exterior. Okay, I've done that. Thank you for the follow, William. You're very much welcome here. You've used Modo for 6 years as well. That's quite a long time. Do you feel like it's sort of stagnated a little bit? Is that why you're thinking of changing? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I think there's sort of like a lot of hype around Blender at the moment because like it's just something that it's so open to people just knowing what's going on with it, and they listen to artists, they listen to us. Whereas I feel like Autodesk, you just sort of get like this sort of corporate sort of feel where it's like, oh, we're only really interested in architectural stuff, at least for 3ds Max. But I don't know, it's a bit of a strange one, really. Um, yeah, Blender, um, I could see me using for a long, long time. Hey, Average Jelly, more than welcome here, and thank you for the follow. Yeah, this is for Rust. Oh man, that's cool, man. Perks is a very generous
Can't come to
person.
school, guys.
It's very generous. So I'm pretty sure I felt like I had done some retopology on the barrels of the outside of this. I'm pretty sure I did. I need to find it because it would suck if I didn't do that. Sub exterior. Oh yeah, I saved it as sub exterior, the same one. Hey Kingfisher, how's it going? Oi oi. Hey Zonzo, how's it going? You're very much welcome here. Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I did. I nearly finished it as well on Friday. So if you don't know what this is Topogun. If you're new here, this is Topogun. It allows you to quickly build a low poly mesh using the high poly mesh as a reference. Blender has similar functionality through add-ons like Retopper 3, but because like Blender, I deal a lot with ZBrush meshes when I'm doing like and damage passes. It's kind of unfeasible to really use that in Blender unless I decimate it heavily, and then it just looks really odd and broken. Um, but Topogun handles it really nice and has a lot of really good tools to really build a good low poly mesh. Hey Ryan, yeah, I do the texturing as well. So like at Face Punch, like you're sort of responsible for every aspect of the model, unless it's like a collaboration piece, like an environment piece. So I've helped out with environment pieces like for Vince and Damien before. So like doing that work cart that I did recently, that was to help Damien out. And now Vince is helping Damien out with what he's working on. But they're kind of like different parts of the. It's not exactly passing it over to somebody else, is it really? Dan, if you're still around, I thought you were going to talk to me about 1980, 1985. So me and Dan used to work on a mod. I think it was a Half-Life mod of called 1985, which is a lot of fun. Admittedly, I didn't do much on it. I was very sort of early on in my life as a 3D artist then. Working on learning texturing. I'm getting the hang of Substance Paint at the moment, but Substance Designer confuses me with all the nodes. Oh, dude, like, yeah, Substance Designer confuses me too, but it's something that I really want to learn. I mean, you can actually texture assets in Designer. You can actually do that, which is kind of cool. Hey, Clop 9, how's it going? You're more than welcome here. More than welcome. Yeah, I was a bit into mind streaming tonight, but I thought, why not? Why not? It's a Saturday. Got really nothing else to do. If you're a 3D artist, is there anything that you're working on at the moment that you're allowed to share? Does Facebook have a specific development model they follow? Not that I know. Just like, is there anything in particular you mean by that? Thank you so much for the follows, Soborov. You're more than welcome here. Do you mean in terms of like how assets are made and how it sort of flows from one person to another, or like crunch time and stuff like that? Oh, um, agile. Not really, to be honest. I mean, not anything that I'm exposed to. We have weekly dev blogs that, like, at the end of the week on Friday. I actually missed mine. I did mine while I was getting my daughter to sleep. But we have a blog entry each Friday just to update everyone on what we're working on. And yeah, well, we have. What do we have actually? We have Asana, which helps us organize stuff and bring stuff to attention that we need to focus on and stuff like that. So yeah, we have Asana. I know what you mean now, um, and that really helps us to know what's going on throughout the entire studio. Actually, but yeah, usually like for me as an artist, like I sort of know how long an asset will be done. So if I feel like it should be done in a week, then well, I don't put it down as like a as a target, and if I miss that, then I'm in trouble, sort of thing. Agile release trains. Like, I don't even know what. I've never heard that before until now. But I think Gary just sort of trusts us, like to be honest with how long something would take. You know, Gary and Alistair, um, who I think is actually in the chat, lurking. Hey, Alistair. Um, so like, um, yeah, they trust us to be honest with how long it takes and to do it. Um, and to be realistic with what we're doing. But some assets can be kind of deceptive. It can be deceptively longer than you would expect. Um, so, like when I say that we're responsible from the beginning to the end of the model, it is literally like we don't. We typically don't have someone who says that unless Helk like is in desperate need of something quite like close, or if you have a deadline for I don't know DLC or whatever, I don't know or whatever. Um, like for this submarine, I have no idea. Um, I'm making a submarine. Um, multitasking. Just want to say that you're more than welcome here. Hey Duck, how's it going? I like the skin that you did for the door, by the way. The neon hearts. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've got a bit of a headache. As soon as I started talking, the headache came on. So I think I'm feeling quite thirsty as well. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm just thirsty, right? That's how it usually works. It might be. I was thinking that, Kingfisher, that it might be the coffee that I've not had, that my body's sort of craving. I think one thing that is really good about Face Punch is that I don't think, at least me, I don't think, I guess I can only speak for myself really, but I don't feel like I'm being micromanaged. I don't feel like um, overly pressured. I think that's because, well, um, they trust me and they sort of respect me, and that's just what I love about Face Punch is it only ever motivates me to do work because like I wouldn't be doing work right now if I didn't enjoy and like who I'm working for. Hey Infamous, how's it going? You're more than welcome here. Nobody ever checks up. That sounds kind of sad actually. Yeah, so it depends on the edge. So the reason why I'm doing the bevel here is namely because it's an area in which the player would probably get quite close to, and the bevel, I mean, the curve in the mesh is quite thick, and it's not tight. So putting a bevel in enables the geometry and the normal map to sort of coalesce a bit better, and so the shading's a bit better. Um, but if I were to go straight, then I might incur some issue with shading, especially with the low poly mesh. Hey Bedrip, good to see you again. Yeah, micromanaging is like, um, oh, thank you for the follow, multitasking. You're very much welcome here, dude, or dudette. Micromanaging is like, it can be so punishing, and it can feel quite like a lot of pressure. So if you manage to get into a studio where they don't do that, and they give like they sort of believe in you and trust you, then that's only ever a good thing. Only ever a good thing. Oh no, he's clop. And it's weird, the structure in Face Punch, it has a quite a flat hierarchy. There's, as far as I know, there's no real senior artists. You are what you do, you know? I don't have to answer to really any other artist that's above me because we're all on a level playing field. We're all part of the team, you know. Um, the only people really that are above you in the sense of a hierarchy are people who lead the project, and Gary, you know, and Alistair, of course. Um, but you know, compared to other artists, you know, we're all on the same level, like in terms of titles and stuff like that. It's just can become quite distracting. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Exactly. You can get burnt out way easier that way. Hey, Asamar Pakulo. Sorry if I butchered your username, but just want to say you're very welcome here. So this is a bit off. It's not exactly straight, and I get that. But let me just show you what happens if I go like this and hit um, straighten. Doesn't do anything, and it's all straight anyway. So what I'll do in Blender is just straighten it there, because I know where it is roughly. The end result is pretty much the same throughout. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, Mia, um, uh, there's a studio in Bloxwich in the UK that I used to work at, but then I moved away. But we have people all over the world. Helk, for instance, he lives in Canada. Um, where we have people all over the world, really. Average jelly, it's definitely not Blender. Uh, Infamous, this is Topogun, as Bedrip said. The LR300 was made by Goosey, who is Min Lee, the CSGO guy. CSGO, the Counter Strike guy. I think. It wasn't Dan, was it? It may have been Dan. Or was it? I'm pretty sure it was Min Lee. No, Min. Yeah. I don't think he needs another station. He's Min Lee. Sorry, Infamous, it's Topo Gun like Bad Rip said. Dan, I've just seen your message and that's pretty awesome. That's pretty crazy, dude. I don't think he was always hidden when he committed stuff, was he? It was a long time ago, though. Let me just charge my phone because my phone's not on charge. I've been looking at some setups for streaming to improve the quality of the stream in terms of camera, lighting, and stuff like that. Not to go into like full-on pro streamer mode, but just to make the whole. Yeah, the camera is the Logitech StreamCam. What the heck is that? So I was tempted by DSLR because like I like photography and just maybe having a DSLR would be quite nice. Do you all 3D artists use Topo Gun or Maya, for example? Yeah, I think maybe I might be the only one at Face Punch that uses it. I don't know of any other artist that uses it. Um, I think Matt wants to use it, but he uses the technique where basically you use the base mesh, I think, or the like the mid poly to create the low from, which is quite common. Yeah, Brian, he so the CS:GO, the guy who made not CS:GO, the guy who made Counter Strike is called Min Lee, and he worked for us for a little bit, and then betrayed us. Miss you, Goosey. Okay, well, now I know. If they don't use Top Gun, just Maya or 3ds Max or Blender, whatever it is that they use to model. Yeah, sorry, Ryan. I not gonna lie, I'm pretty new to streaming on Twitch, so um, I've got a lot to learn. I feel like an old man. I'm 30 this month, which is exciting. Hey, Bullrog Ninja, you're more than welcome here, dude, and I really appreciate the kind comments for Rust. Yeah, Infamous, they don't really care as long as you nail it, get it done, and it looks great. Then only 30. How old are you now, Dan? 40, 42? someone who's completely colorblind and interested in 3D modeling and stuff, what advice you would give them? Do it, model. I mean, do you mean to get like into um, an industry job, or just to model? 36. It's a good age, man. Yeah, some of the biggest studios have texture artists. I was saying the other day that I think I remember seeing a job listing for Naughty Dog that, or was it some sort of article or something like that, that they had someone specifically, um, they had someone specifically doing ZBrush models for the hands, detailing of the hands of the characters, and that was it. I mean, that's like, to me, that seems excessive because if you're a character artist, it's quite common actually for people to work on the same character but just focus on different areas like the hair, grooming, and stuff like that, and clothing, um, making different assets and stuff. I guess it kind of makes sense if those big studios are on a big, like, they have a time limit and stuff. I guess they can sort of afford to have multiple people working on the same character. Whereas with smaller studios like Face Punch, they, I guess they're typically like, well, we like we don't really care for that. Thank you, Ninam Forster. Nin Nino Master, should I say. I really appreciate the kind words. You're more than welcome here. Thanks for dropping by. I'm really bad at pronouncing, figuring out the usernames. Thanks for the follow, Infamous. You know what? I can't believe I've hit 500 already. Over 500 followers on this. Mental. These last few days have really blown my mind. No worries, multitasking. Well, Paint 3D. Wait, what's Paint 3D? Is that a joke? Oh no, that is an actual thing. They use this for texturing. Oh, big up to Alistair, big time, man. I don't know if you were there for when it happened, but I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I know it's kind of small for an art, um, for the art channel, and this is like an art stream, but like having over 100 people watch, um, kind of freaked me out a little bit. Oh no, I'm not getting it. Cancel. Forget that. What's Alice's main job at Face Punch? He's a producer. Honestly, since he's sort of taken that role, um, man, he's like invaluable, big time. Everything's so much more organized. Alistair's like, it feels like he does the job of like 10 men. Not in a weird way, but you know. Is it? Can you not get those? I'm not sure how well they would work with computers, but what are they called? Exochrome. Is it exochrome glasses? Kind of look like sunglasses. I don't know if you can get those for that. Would they work with PC? I don't know how feasible they would be. Red green colorblind, yeah. So what is it that you do now, Average Jelly? I'm curious. Like job-wise, do you do like what is it that you do, if you don't mind me asking? Because like, would your work depict like would your eye condition, your color blindness depicts the kind of work that you would do? Does it change much? That's probably like a really ignorant question, isn't it? Ryan is definitely joking. You should have used that emote, dude. Baseline faces. You need emotes, honestly. Emotes like really help out with that sort of stuff. Well, not for me because I still get stuff wrong. But, yeah. Fleabag, yeah. Full-time streamer. Pretty much. I mean, if I'm allowed to stream my artwork whilst I work, I mean, if it doesn't, if no problems come from that, then I would love to. Honestly, it's been really encouraging. So like, I was saying to my wife today that I actually feel really happy doing it. I think you guys all being here, chatting away, and sort of encouraging me makes it worth it, big time. You still want to be an air traffic controller? Yeah, so like, yeah, I get that. I mean, I used to want to be a policeman. You know, that's a funny story. Um, I I was walking with my dad to primary school one time, and my dad asked me what I wanted to be, and I said I want to be a robber, a thief, basically. And he's like, "No, you can't do that. You got to be someone good. Be a policeman. That's what you should be." And like from then, like I wanted to be a policeman for like the longest time. Everything that I did was sort of geared to that. But I was sort of bullied quite a lot in secondary school, like a lot. I didn't really have many friends at all. I don't think I had any real true friends back then. And I remember going to college and going into the uniform services course, and there was just people that I didn't like that were from school that I knew that would I just wouldn't have a good time around. So I remember just sitting in my dad's truck, feeling a bit odd about where I want to go. I just told him, I was like, "Dad, like, I don't want to do this." And he was like, "Well, what do you want to do then?" I was like, "I kind of like games. I kind of like coming up with stories and stuff like that because I wanted to design games originally." And he was like, and my dad's old school, right? And when I mean old school, it's like you've got to get a trade behind you. He left home at 16, worked all his life. He's like 60 odd now, and he works in Iraq. He flies out to Iraq for like, well, it's gone to 2 months now at a time, and he's like, he's over 60 and he's still doing that on oil rigs. And like when I was sat in front of a computer, he thought that was like the worst thing ever. Like, it's like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time and all this sort of stuff. And he didn't really believe in it. He's like, go get a job. Um, and like, I just didn't want it. I didn't want to work in a shop. I didn't want to work behind a desk, which I am now, I guess. But I wanted to do something that really fulfilled me, that I really enjoyed. And then, you know, when I joined Face Punch, I showed him, if you ever watch this, Dad, I love you. And I don't mean that in any mean way. It's just the way it felt. Um, yeah, my dad's still doing that. Being a rob is still an option. Yeah, it is. But the weird thing is that like this sort of line of work is really fulfilling in really strange ways. Like I remember early days of Rust, right? We had this guy, I can't remember his name is, but he had something wrong with him. He was terminal. He was dying basically. I forget his name, and I think he messaged one of us, maybe Gary. I can't remember exactly, but he said that he just loved building stuff, and Rust was perfect for that. And then like one day he just stopped playing. He just wasn't there anymore. So like I think Helk will remember that. Helk should remember that. But it's always stuck with me that you may have some convictions that maybe this is a waste of time, but actually to some people it's really helpful. Really helpful. Um, and so that's always sort of reinforced that making video games artwork isn't really a pointless endeavor. Did you ever figure out how to make friends? No, no, not real ones, face-to-face ones. No. Oh, dude, thanks. Oh man, you didn't have to subscribe. Thank you.
Blakey XX.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, I think it just comes with, I don't know, luck, maybe, God, whatever. I've made some really good friends at Face Punch, Dan being one of them before Face Punch. Um, I think when you're around like-minded people as well, that sort of helps. Oh, thanks, Average Jelly. Um, that's probably the first time someone's ever said that. I'll be your friend, Duck. Hey, Hermax. How's it going? Any command bots for your chat? Dude, just let me know how to do that and I'll do it. Ah, thanks, Hermax. I really appreciate that. That's really encouraging. Man, um I love this. It's just so encouraging. So encouraging. A couple of people have said about Discord server now. I don't really know like what it means. Like I've got Discord, but like for this, I mean, would it just be to announce that I'm coming online or something like streaming or whatever? I don't know. Like a server. I'm not even on the Rust Discord. Dan's a proper sound guy, man. He's a good guy. He's a very humble man. Very good at what he does. People already bother me about bands. I get people commenting on my Steam profile, like just messaging and say, "Oh, hey, I like your work." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And then it's like, "Can I get unbanned, please?" I'm like, "That's what you were after straight away, wasn't it?" Straight away. And it's usually people saying like, I got banned for cheating, but I've never cheated in my life. Now I can't access my Steam account and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, yeah, right. Don't believe you. If you're contacting an artist about it, then you don't really know what you're talking about. I don't believe you. Yeah, it's a good point. Average. You're right. Yeah. How did I respond to one the other day? I've got a screenshot of one, but hello, I have a problem. Is it hemorrhoids? And he proceeded to tell me about how he got banned, and it wasn't his fault. Oh no, actually, he responded with um, what was it about FPS on the official server? I'm like, why would I know anything about that? Ever since you mentioned the feature where you can check who visits your account on ArtStation, I've been checking to see who lurks as well. It's kind of creepy. I don't know why. uh, Nino Master, it doesn't. Not that I know of, and I wish it did, especially like for stuff like this, because it's a bit of a pain to try and get it perfectly circular. Um, yeah, I mean, I would probably use. I mean, there's stuff like, for instance, there's this tube tool where you can basically you slice along the and basically you basically create a tube essentially. Yeah. Have you tried non-destructive modeling though? You were asking me. I have, yeah. I used to do it a lot for stuff that didn't really need any ZBrush stuff. What, Dan? What?
Blaze, you're in KK.
Dan, you bad man. What is that about?
Mr. Kingfisher Twitch.
Dude, you're insane.
Jens Van Herk. Mache Lipton _
Welcome to the sub club. Which is convenient because I'm making a sub, right?
C. Millimek. Flea BG.
Oh, lit man. Dan, if you're still watching, you're insane, dude. Have a good
Set
night.
to build.
Love you, dude. The real
Mortal
turtle,
Sin.
welcome. You're very much appreciated here. Dan, you're
Saint
insane.
Ryan _
So, yeah, it's pretty new
Smuggler
to me.
_Raba1.
I've never done this before. Really, I tried to do it like 2 years ago, then another 2 years ago again. So like when I first created this account, it was 4 years ago, and I kind of tried to do it then, but nah, it didn't really fly with me. And then 2 years later, I think I tried it again, according to what the account says. Um, And then Matt at work was just like, he was streaming and he linked me, and then he's like, "Oh, you should do it." So I did, and then it was just pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I've loved it. I honestly don't know why I haven't done it sooner. Hang on. Do you have to downres all the textures before putting them in game? Yep, typically. So the way I do it is that I texture in 4K in Substance Painter, bake all my textures out at 4K, texture in 4K, and then I downscale them in after I've got all the materials set up. But you'll see that anyway. This whole process, you'll see it. If I'm allowed to, of course. What kind of games are you interested in making when you want to get into game dev? I love story. I love story, which is you're probably thinking, well, why Rust Sim? Because there's very little story, but this story can be told in many different ways through written words to speech to objects. Objects have history, right? And when it comes to a post-apocalyptic games, then narrative in objects is hugely important. And like, I love the fact that people like Shadowfrax, for example, and other streamers try and guess from the objects that are in the game, like the companies like Cobalt, and other companies, and you know, um, and other things, and the little stuff that I put in there, and it's really cool. Um, how do I decide where to put quads or tries? Is there any rule? Um, Probably like an unspoken rule. um, like, um, essentially, I'm using the mesh as a guide, really. Um, like I need to move that over there. I tend to use the highlights as a good indicator of where just to put the before and after. So like for the bevels, for example. So like here, I can see where it sort of the curve stops. So I'm just going to put the vertex just before this where it stops, and then I'll just join that up going across there to where I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see my finger, which you can't. But I'll use the mouse. um, where you see the highlight change, where it's essentially where the curve stops. Um, why haven't I thought of doing that when texturing? I just use the set presets in Substance Painter, because what I tend to do is I downscale in Photoshop using the sharpening filter. I think it's bicubic sharpening, and it actually it does a really good job at preserving details rather than. And I don't know how good it is in Substance Painter, but I just tend to do that in like I'd rather get all the details in at 4K rather than just texturing at 2K or 1024. Um, but yeah, that's that's just my. Every art is different, really. That's just the rule that I have. Um, Perks, I think your script is going to be huge, isn't it? A new Rust gun, Blakey. Yeah, I mean, I haven't worked on a gun in a while. I'd love to work on another gun, which is probably why I'm doing that tutorial, just so I can sort of like appease my gun making desires. Oh, is it garbage? Nino Master. Yeah, I thought so. So Rust is one of my favorite games of all time. Ah, good. And watching you create a new object for that game is an intimate experience for me. Great stuff. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm glad you're getting something from it. Honestly, I really am. Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect from doing this stream. But if you guys are getting something from it and just enjoying your time here, and you're not bored, then you know that's good. That's good for me. That's encouraging for me. Well, that's a bit weird. Thank you for the follow, Joe. You're very much welcome here. What about that unban? Yeah, sorry, it's not going to happen. Not from me. So do you think I should set up that server then, Discord server? I still think it's like early days for that sort of thing. What was the most difficult object that I've made for Rust? I think I had sort of like a similar question for that yesterday, but I think you've phrased it in a slightly different way. Man, it's a tough question because they all had their different challenges. But the work cult was kind of difficult because it was a workflow that I wasn't really used to. But then once I got the hang of it, it was quite good. The helicopter was pretty difficult, not gonna lie. That was quite time consuming. What else was difficult? I would actually say the characters were pretty difficult that I did originally, because I was originally the character artist for Rust. I did the original Newman, and then I sort of pushed for like different heads and faces and stuff like that. And when they start to go in, like it was difficult to get that sort of the pig. It was difficult to get the heads right. Oh man, I don't know. Look at that nutsack. I think it was pretty low poly this. Nope. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. That was a funny one. That was like a radioactive pig. Not lost it. Well, it probably is lost now, but 3D Ant, hey, how's it going? You're more than welcome here, dude. And thank you so much for the kind words. I'm never going to get used to that, honestly. The camel is just something that I had to make at one point. Yeah. I can't really say much about it because one, um, probably not allowed, and two, I don't really know, if I'm honest. Yeah, like I just thought that, it would be kind of beneficial to some artists out there because one of the reasons why I wanted to do this as well, thinking about it after starting it, was like I do get a fair few questions about how I do stuff, like on ArtStation, for example. And because I want to make a tutorial about my workflow or just like how to do certain things, I think this sort of like closes that gap, that feels like gaps sort of thing. Because people can just drop in, ask a question, and then drop out. Because sometimes I don't really feel like answering a message on ArtStation sometimes, and I mean I do, but this feels a bit more personal. Houdini, badass, badass. Never used it, but as the name suggests, it's magic. Some of the stuff that it can do. You know who used to use Houdini um, at Facepunch? Goosey Minley. He used it for some particle effects. Whether they're still in the game, I'm not too sure. Blazeyunk, yep, that was Dan. Dan C. Very generous man. I know, man. He's a really nice guy. He actually used to work for on Rust until he left. It was a bit of a weird situation that because like he got me into 3D, and then when I got this job at Facepunch, he was looking for somewhere else after I'd been there for a few years, and I was like, oh, why don't you work for us? And then we sort of like that was actually the first time we actually met in person, is when he joined Facepunch. So I'd known Dan for quite a few years before that. So I knew him in college. So that's 2 years. Then at uni, that's 3 years. Then I spent a couple of years at Facepunch. 7 years, I think I remember it was, until I actually met him in person. And I couldn't understand a single thing that he said because he's from Liverpool, and he has quite a, for me it was quite a broad Liverpudlian accent. Um, what's he doing now? He's starting a new job at another company. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, Dan. How long have you been modelling? Um, I don't. I'm not signed to any modelling agency. Um, so that's made me feel a bit uncomfortable. Sorry, dad jokes coming out. I've been um, I've been I don't know. I've been modelling for like maybe like well since college really. That's how you know you get old because you do that sort of tilt and you a big sigh. When was college? Flip. I don't know. A long time, I guess. You know what I actually started out using? Google SketchUp, because I remember downloading Maya, and I downloaded Maya on my dad's computer, right? 15 years probably, yeah. I downloaded Maya on my dad's computer. I was like, Dad, look at this, and he came to the screen, didn't know what he's looking at, just like I didn't know what I was looking at. And this was just before I was going to college. I was like, this is what they use to make PlayStation games. This is what Sony uses. And I just sort of like looked around in Maya. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I tried to look at um, other stuff, and I came across Google SketchUp, and that's dead easy. And I used to make skate parks because I used to skate a lot and loved it. And I brought these like printouts of all these skate parks that I made to this college interview to impress them. But yeah, um, what did I study? Um, oh, that's cool. Multitask. You started in Google SketchUp as well. So I studied it in college, computer and video game design or something like that at what's now known as Mancat College um, in Manchester. And then at university, I studied computer video game design at Salford, which is a big mistake. Like even at university, I didn't feel like I had friends really. Guys, I think this stage is done. Did you really still do art at uni? Yeah, like I mean, it seemed to be more a focus on like team relationship, building something, which is, I guess is what you want, right? But like I said the other day, you could do that for free here. But the difference is that someone pointed out, I can't remember who it was, is that university is sort of, I think it was Rob Shaw maybe. Um, University allows you to sort of spend that time in 3D without having to work necessarily. Um, Late night streaming days. Hey Vase, how's it going, dude? They called you to make some advertisement for them. No, not they haven't actually. Um, I think one of our uni lecturers is a design orientated lecturer. He went on to do some like sort of like a higher level university course. I can't remember what it's called now. At Birmingham University, and he sort of invited me to go and speak there, which is a little bit uncomfortable because there's a particular person that kind of hurt me there. So it was very uncomfortable. Like, it threw me off quite a bit. Oh, that's good to hear, Master. Blender's like, there's so much stuff out there for Blender. It's just so worthwhile. So yeah, I think I'm done with this barrel stuff here, maybe, hopefully. So I haven't done any polys here because there's going to be a pipe going into it. In fact, what I could probably do is just merge those together because you're just not going to see them. Move this around a little bit. Topican's pretty fast, to be honest, to learn. It's pretty straightforward program, honestly. Um, Matt at work, he keeps saying like, "Ah, I've got to give it a go." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. You really do. You really do need to give it a go." But he just never gets around to doing it. Yeah, Infamous, honestly, like I said the other day, I don't know if it's worth going to uni. If you just want to do art, I don't think I spent like 18 grand. I just want to do 3D art and I was doing design documents, all this sort of stuff there. I did programming and like I'm not technically minded at all. And even the programmer tutor did my work for me. Like I didn't, and I passed. What a con, right? 18 grand for somebody else to do my own work. Um, like nuts. Like if you want to do art, dude, do art. Unless you went to a very specific university that or course that specialized in that, then going to it, just make sure you go to the right course, right? I went to a course that was very general and it didn't help me in any way. Go to find a course that is specific to your needs. Leo Leonardo, very much welcome. I try and be smart. Doesn't always pan out very well. Speaking of which, I was playing some Warzone last night, and Bill at work, he's got a phrase called, um, well, this is the drawing that he drew of me. Smooth brain plays. It happens. Happens to all of us. I'm sure it is. I think actually last time we started UVing this as well, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Got the UV sorted with that. So that was sweet. Well, some of it at least we haven't done that, but I'll come back to that. That's no worry. Hey, Perks, if you want to make an emote from that, be my guest, dude. Astronux, oh man. Um, yeah, just to let you know, dude, like, I got a foot. I know, because it's discouraging. I don't want to be discouraging, but well, actually, I'll try and make it encouraging for you, right? I had a first at uni, and by the end of a year after uni, I couldn't get a job. Tesco was rejecting me. Not that there's anything wrong with, you know, working at Tesco, but my dream was to be a 3D artist. I was getting rejected at jobs I didn't even want to do. Took a very long time for me to get a job. It's very competitive, but the encouraging part is to keep at it. Like, trust the process or whatever. You know, keep at your artwork, and no matter how discouraging it gets, keep on practicing your work, your craft. Keep doing it, because I tell you what, man, there's so many people in my uni course that gave up because they felt like it was hopeless to get a job in what they wanted to do. Even if it's just in QA, as crushing as that could be, at least you're in the video game environment, game development environment, and then you have connections through there. There's so many stories of people who were at QA who ended up, you know, in their dream role. Yeah, you know what? I saw something about that BTTV. I didn't know what it was. I've enabled better TTV emotes. Hang on. Yeah, I've enabled it. Yeah, I see that. I've enabled Frank Face Z emotes as well. Oh, well, that Frank FFZ emotes are on there as well now. Blender, Blender, Blender. Why do you do this? Why do you do this to me? Good thing that saved it. I know, it just randomly crashed. We're always looking out for talent, dude, honestly. Never be afraid of just applying. And if you don't get a reply or anything like that, I mean, I don't really have much sway in the process. I think the jobs page is hidden from me anyway, as in like who applies. But don't be discouraged. Um, and by the way, if you're new to the stream, I just want to say thank you so much for just being here, lurking. It's all good. Um, don't feel pressure to chat or anything. Don't feel pressure to subscribe or anything like that. Just this is just chill, you know. Um, I appreciate you all. Yeah, so for the welding here, it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It just goes through the mesh a little bit, just so it's connected. So like now I can just mirror it and boom. How many subs did I get so far? Well, I think Dan's just shut that up right now. Just trying to find out. I think I got. Wait, how do you tell? I've got 38 subscriptions. Man, that's nuts. You guys are crazy, man. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. That's a tough situation, Infamous. Really tough. Sorry, 1 second. I feel like this needs to be... This seems a bit too faceted, doesn't it? Look here. We need to sort that out a little bit. That's not right. So what I'm going to do is just... I'm going to sort it out, aren't I? Let's merge those together. No, you're right, actually. Could have done. But I'm an idiot, so... A degenerate. That's looking much better. There we go. Let's make sure. What am I doing to merge so quickly? Yeah, so I like that, do you mean? You know what? I feel like I'm doing this in a dumb way. Oh, merge, sorry, yeah, like that. Just merge, so what I've done is when you right click, is it edge to where is it? Is it merged by distance? It's not merged by distance, it's not got that. Then edge. Well, wherever merge is, I've just, you know, created my shortcut to Alt C, merge at center. Pro tip. There we go, that's looking a lot nicer for the silhouette. Yeah, A repeat key, that'd be a bit strange. Yeah, so what now, eh? What now? You know, this partner thing is going to be really difficult to do. It's going to take a very long time. But I'm okay with that. Um, Thank you for the follow, Young Killer Faunus. You're very much welcome here. I was just saying that. So I think I feel like I reached affiliate pretty quickly, considering all things. And the next part of it is partner. But I mean, even that's not even guaranteed from what I read. And there's some like criteria that you have to meet, like average of 75 viewers. I think that would be the hardest thing. Obviously, I'm not doing it for that, but I play games too much, so when there's goals like this, I kind of feel like I need to complete it. I mean, they're called achievements. So stream for 25 hours, smash that. I've done 43 hours. Stream on 12 different days. That will be dead easy. I've already done 8. But average of 75 viewers is 16.38, the average viewer. So, yeah. Right. Replace a reference. Let's get some more high poly in. Just thinking of what to do next. Let's do the feet. So, if it loads. Yeah, it's loading. Not so much really. Blender crashed and got it back up. Did some made the front and the back of the sub a bit more, have more resolution. Just had your Twitch handle on in-game meshes to get a partner. Yeah, I've got autosave on. Definitely do. Open Unity and play. So these feet will be pretty, straightforward really. I say feet, they're not really feet, are they? But for this, I'm not going to probably do beveled edge to them. Really, that man, that explains a lot actually. I've never cleared my Blender cache. Cache. You cleared 780 gig last night? Oh my goodness. Is this why my computer's filling up quite fast? Now you're making me want to do it. How'd you do it? Cash me outside. How about that? Why have I connected my phone to the PC? It's supposed to be to my charger. Goodness me, 26%. Or, right, let me try and find this then. $500 gig. Oh my goodness. Right. Whereabouts is it? I can't find the temp folder. So program files, Blender Foundation, Blender 2.91, right? Oh, update S, right. Alright, yeah, sorry, I'm a flipping idiot. What? And does it have its own folder, or do I just delete temp? Don't do this to me. Don't get me to delete something that I need. I know the system 3.2, don't we? Oh, Blender folder is empty. Okay. Delete all the non-folders, not the folders. Please don't be tricking me here, dude. Oh, it wasn't that much. Like 1.18 gig, 1.16. Hey Astronux, you're very much appreciated. Thank you so much for sticking around. See you next time. Take it easy. Anyway, let's do some 3D. What the hell is my son doing, man? Hey, Enigma. It's a close name, that is. How's it going? You're very much welcome here. Good night, Vase. Good night, Slime. Good to have you around. Oh, cool, man. Well, I'm really glad that Shadow Frax gave me a bit of a shout out. That was kind of cool, man. Well, you're more than welcome to stay around and ask all the questions you need. Yeah, he is, yeah. It's funny, I really do love his videos. They're really funny. Thanks for the follow, Enigma. I really appreciate that. Subject to change. You know, I've wanted to make him a pie for so long. Didn't see the one that you made? No, sorry. Yeah, I'm making a submarine. Yellow submarine. Thanks for the follow, Snakes. Snake96. Snakes. Man, what is wrong with me today? Keep getting them wrong. So part of this that I'm making now is just the feet that go underneath, the legs or whatever you want to call them. Support legs. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, honestly. It means a lot to me. I've been, I've lurked like in the dark for quite a long time, apart from like ArtStation. And yeah, I really want to connect to the community a bit more, you know, and to connect to other artists and just do art and like um try and be helpful in some way. Hey, Triquad. Oh, you're very much welcome. It's kind of good to hear as well where you've seen my stuff from. Like it's cool that people come from like Shadowfrax, Skinners, like um, and from ArtStation. It's nice, man. I really appreciate the kind words, Triquad. You're so welcome here. It's only really ever this whole experience with Twitch has just made me want to make even better artwork for you guys. That's cool, Blakey. That's way faster. Thank you for the follow. Old Jazz. I appreciate that. You are more than welcome. Because to me, I just like making art. Just like it. It's just fun. It's relaxing. Quite fulfilling. Thank you for the follow, Crams Live. Weird flex. Very warning, yeah. I mean, there's some stuff like you're thinking, huh? Do I really have to model that? Does this make sense? Actually, have I ever experienced that with Rust? Oh, thanks, Nino Master. I'm trying to think if I've ever thought, oh man, do I have to model that? I think honestly, it was with the characters. I found it really difficult at one point. I was like really struggling with it. Oh, thanks, Tricod. Yeah, I mean, someone mentioned that it's mostly like anime drawers on Twitch, and they weren't wrong. That and body paint, which I didn't think was allowed on Twitch, but you know. Pretty much, yeah. Only chatting, not just chatting. Maybe I should get my chest out. Might get some. I'll probably lose followers and subs that way. Actually, body painting rust assets on me. Blender gone dirty. Oh my gosh. 100 subs for shirtless stream. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, honestly, like the goal thing. Like, I want to improve like your experience whilst being on here because I know I'm just modeling stuff, and at some points it's going to be really boring. Um, like it feels like kind of beggy. To do sort of goals because I like the last thing I want is for you guys to feel pressured into giving money away to someone. It's just to me it feels a bit weird. Um, I don't know if I'm thinking about it wrong or not. Hey Shakama, I've never seen your username, but you are more than welcome anyway. Feel free to chat, lurk, do whatever you want as long as it's legal. Yeah, it's Blakey. That sounds like an issue right there. I know, but like, yeah, especially to artists. Yeah, but artists that are attractive. Not, I'm not trying to beg any compliments here. Don't worry. That sounds a bit weird. I mean, I'm not gonna get my chest out anytime soon. You came to the wrong stream, Duck. $50 subs every night. That's mental. There's one bit goal where like that I saw on viewer rewards, channel points. Is it channel points? Maybe? No, I don't know. Maybe it's achievements. Emotes. Maybe it's under emotes. Yeah, so unlock progress. Mission. Get at least one viewer to cheer 10k bytes. Eh? Who in the right mind would do that? So how much is what, like 100 bytes is like a pound, right? Or a dollar. 10,000 bytes, right? Yeah, I'm British. $1.40. Oh, is it? Yeah, so like it says here, get at least one viewer to cheer 10k bits. 136 euros is 10k. I thought it was $1 as well. That's what it says on. It's 14,000. No, really? Yeah, 10K. Oh, thank you, Nino. Yeah, I think that's insane, man. This isn't Blender at the moment, but I am using Blender. So if you're new to the stream, welcome. Let me just show you what I've been working on. It's the submarine. That's not just what I've been working on. So this submarine here. Let's Google this. How much is 10k bits on Twitch? 10k bits is $100. I just wanted to make sure, okay. No GPU detected. Oh, dude. That sounds worrying, not gonna lie. Stee. Come to Stee. My name's Tom, mate. I know. I should have put that emote. How would you do that emote in real life? Answers on a postcard. Yeah, sorry. You're not used to streamers joking. Well, you've come to a different kind of stream, dude. Yeah, probably. Hopefully they'll warn you. They tend to be a friendly bunch. Hey Novacom, how's it going? You're more than welcome here. Yeah, as everyone else has said, I'm doing retopology. And that's the legs done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, so quick. Conforms to the mesh nicely, that'll look quite nice. Export that out. I know. What timeline is this? The best kind. Good vibes here. Good vibes here. I do play Rust, just not as much as people probably think. I should probably play more of it. Just gonna delete the top face here. Guys, we're doing such good progress on this, man. Such great progress. Yeah, Nino Masters hit the nail on the head there. I am Rust. I am starting to sweat, you know. I don't know if my forehead is glistening. I hope not. The window is closed. I'm feeling pretty tired. It's like midnight. I might call it a day here or call it a night. Guys, it's been amazing this evening. I know, like 2 hour stream. Miha Pezesh, thank you for being here. I mean, I could stay up for a bit longer. Yeah, so weekends I typically don't tend to stream because I just usually, spend a lot of time with my family. But I work like 9 to 5, 9 to half 4, and Monday to Friday, and I'm going to be streaming every single day, Monday to Friday, as much as I can throughout the entire day. So if you're around then, yeah, feel free to stop by, say hello, lurk in the dark recesses of chat, of the stream, whatever, around the same time. Yeah, so Monday to Friday, I'll start around about 9, half 9 in the morning, UK time. If I stream in the evening, it's when I put my kids to bed. Good. That Prince Shakama just followed your stream. All the subs that Dan did and everybody else did. I'm pretty sure there's one other. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, you guys make this so worthwhile. Thank you, Nina Master. Thank you, honestly, for the kind words and encouragements. But yeah, I want to get going. Chill out before bedtime. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy, guys. God bless. Good night. I am sweating like a...
Mic off.
Mic on.
Guys, I just forgot. If you want to keep up to date, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. Much appreciated. No, not Twitch. Sorry, Twitter. Old man brain, smooth brain. Smooth brain. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Or ArtStation. No, you're actually right, dude. That's what happens. But yeah, feel free to follow me on Twitter. That's where I'll let people know that I'll be streaming, especially on the weekends. Um, but yeah, or if you got any suggestions for the stream and I'm not online, hit me up on Twitter and I'll yeah, get back to you. Love you guys. Good night. For real this time.
Mic off.